Sharon battles to assemble the pieces, and Ian kisses Jordan in the wake of tricking Tessa into his snare. At Ruby Lights, Phyllis tells Summer she needs to do taking care of oneself to really focus on her friends and family. This Christmas will be ruthless for Daniel. Summer couldn't actually envision what he and Lucy are going through. Out of nowhere, they get a text from Daniel requesting that they come over. At Daniel's place, he battles through his front entryway with a Christmas tree. He calls for Lucy, who is astonished. "I didn't think we planned to have one this year." Daniel realizes that it could feel a little strange to make it happen, yet he feels like it would be quite horrendous not to. "Your mother's gone, that damages, nothing will change that." However, she cherished Christmas and designing the tree. Lucy was generally her aide with that, so he figured they could attempt to do it together. For Mother. Daniel tells Lucy they can set up the tree, make treats, and put on her granddad's Christmas collection. Lucy doesn't figure she can do this. Daniel realizes it will be hard, however he needs to attempt. Lucy says it feels wrong attempting to have some good times without her. Daniel contends that she'd maintain that they should be cheerful. Lucy scowls. Daniel will do the tree, and assuming she can't stand it when he's finished, they'll toss it out. He will not be frantic. Assuming this assists them with feeling nearer to her mother, at the present time, he could utilize that. Lucy concedes she could as well. Daniel requests that she put on music and they'll find out how this turns out. At Sharon's place, Scratch inquires as to whether she's alright. He offers to get Ellen back there, yet she says he's done what's needed. She needs to sort the rest out to her. Michael asks her to discuss it while it's new. Sharon recaps that she and Heather were contending. She continued goading her and telling her she was totally crazy. She pushed her, yet she got up and went the alternate way. "God, I felt a hand. I felt a hand contact me." Another person was there. Scratch says that individual is the person who killed Heather while Sharon was oblivious. Sharon wonders that the culpability was destroying her inside, yet perhaps I was correct from the start. Scratch Michael Sharon YNR. Jordan goes into the inn room and eliminates her hairpiece and coat prior to presenting herself with a solid beverage. She glimmers to conversing with Ian in the jail yard, whining to him about Claire leaving her for the Newman cash. He inquired as to whether she could get back to Genoa City. Jordan surmises he believes her should say she'll atone or offer to set things straight. He understands that is not what's in her heart. Strolling over to the window, Jordan proceeds with her outing through a world of fond memories. She let Ian know that if she would return to Genoa City, she'd need vengeance, not absolution. He concedes he didn't dispose of his annoyance, he embraced it. Jordan shares with herself, "That's what I'll toast." At Society, Mariah tells Tessa she was anxious about the spellbinding, however Sharon is really recalling things. Who can say for sure what she'll review today? Tessa ponders who ran Phyllis off the street in the event that it wasn't Sharon. Mariah doesn't have the foggiest idea, yet it's a help realizing it wasn't her mom. She's perishing to understand what Sharon will recall today. Mariah Tessa YNR. As they talk, Ian remains outside in his cap and glasses, and watches them through the window. Mariah contemplates whether Heather's passing and the mishap are associated. Tessa tells her she knows her mother too as anybody can. Absolutely no part of this consistently checked out. They ought to remain cautiously optimistic and petition God for a Christmas supernatural occurrence. Mariah says she cherishes her, and they kiss. Mariah needs to go and leaves. Ian creeps around the bend and stops himself at the bar by Tessa, who invites him to the eatery. He smiles, "I assume I love it here as of now." Ian crows that he's eager to attempt the food there. Tessa inquires as to whether he's new around. He says he's meeting and presents himself as Warren Bosses. He says he's a chaplain in the state jail framework. Tessa's intrigued and gets it's exceptionally fulfilling. He ruminates about assisting a couple of people with tracking down a higher reason. At Sharon's place, Michael tells a furious Scratch they can't take spellbinding and unverified new memories to the DA. "We really want more." Scratch needs to get Alan back there to become familiar with the rest. Michael reminds him he cautioned not to drive excessively far. It's excessively helpful for Sharon to simply recollect there was another person in the room. Scratch thinks the police need to explore this. The police quit investigating it when Sharon admitted. The police better find the other individual who was in the structure that evening. Sharon ponders who was in the condo with her and Heather. Perhaps they heard the yelling, or perhaps they were in there as of now. Michael cautions they need to zero in on what they're certain of the present moment. Sharon feels so near sorting it out. Who was in there with us? Also, why? Scratch contemplates whether the individual followed Sharon deliberately. In the inn room, Jordan streaks back to the jail yard as Ian told her he was at battle with himself. He needed to give himself revolutionary acknowledgement, the opportunity to feel once more. He can't let just anybody know that, nonetheless. She expresses gratitude toward him for offering to her. He realizes he can trust her. She gestures, "You can." Jordan then, at that point, inquires as to whether he could return to Genoa City and his foes, what he'd go. He says he would rebuff all who hurt him and reclaim what is his. Doesn't God rebuff the miscreant? In the present, Jordan muses, "I truly shouldn't," however presents herself with another beverage. She blazes to Ian, telling her he can figure out how to satisfy her requirement for vengeance and get her out of that enclosure. Genuine supernatural occurrences can occur. She speeds and dreams, "I'm actually hanging tight for that wonder, Ian Ward." Tick-tock. Phyllis and Summer show up at Daniel's loft, where Christmas music is playing and the tree is half enlivened. Lucy shows them her mother's snow globe from when she was a youngster. Daniel needs assistance, and Summer prods that they have immaculate style, so he's come to the ideal locations. They begin slamming Daniel's trimming position, and he trades a look with his mother and sister as Lucy gets up and begins fixing the tree. As the merriments proceed, Phyllis lets Daniel know that is the best tree of all time. Lucy prods her father. Daniel cautions Summer that Harrison will one day be her greatest harasser. Summer will simply advise him that she has St. Nick's immediate line. Lucy got Heather with her hand in her stocking one year. Daniel tells her that her mother was taking her treats. Lucy trusts she had all that she at any point cared about. Phyllis says she did, she had you. Lucy says she would have cherished this. Daniel's certain she does. Phyllis embraces her granddaughter. At society, Ian questions Tessa about the lady he saw her with. She says that was her significant other Mariah. She boasts about their little girl Aria and shows him a photograph. He says she's honored, and Mariah is also. At Sharon's place, she, Scratch, and Michael continue onward over speculations about the third individual in the loft. Scratch contemplates whether the individual followed Sharon. It very well may be a similar one who meddled with her drug. Michael says it could likewise be the individual who ran Phyllis off the street. Sharon ponders who, and how they will track down them. Sharon can't recollect whether the individual was next to her or behind her, however she recalls that they were wearing a glove. She's uncertain in the event that it was a man or a lady. Michael will call opportunity to kick things off. "I'll be in contact." Sharon says thanks to him. He lets her she's doing all the difficult work. Once alone, Scratch tells Sharon they're nearer to making the charges disappear. Sharon's frightened that all they need to go on is unclear recollections. Until she realizes this individual is out there and can be gotten, she can't let her imagination run out of control. Assuming she does, and it self-destructs, she couldn't say whether she can endure that. Ian rejoins Jordan at the inn, and they talk about their days at the prison. She lets him know he was loaded with shocks there. A clergyman who didn't request she forgive and never look back. He laughs, "It's not my style, child." Jordan realizes they have similar objectives. "I'm appreciative to you, Ian Ward. You set me free." Ian tells her that when he needs something, he goes just after it. She wonders that he found a lady able to have her spot. Ian says the lady required help, she had a disease, and has brief period left on this planet. It was a way for her to monetarily help her family before she passes on. Jordan thinks it takes genuine knowledge to foresee how individuals will act or respond to some random circumstance. I have at long last found a man I can respect. Somebody I can truly trust. I've hung tight a lifetime for you, Ian Ward, and it's been worth consistently. Mariah gets back to society for her telephone, which Tessa hands her. She makes reference to conversing with another client, who is a clergyman. He was talkative, well-disposed, and energetic. A heavenly messenger who necessitates to get his wings. At Daniel's place, Lucy doesn't believe Phyllis and Summer should leave yet. She needs to make a wish as they put on the last trimmings. Daniel prompts Summer to go first. Summer says this is an update for every one of them to cherish and uphold each other additional this year, and for every one of the years to come. For the good of Heather. Lucy wants for her mother to remain in her heart and guide her down the correct way. She wishes to not fail to remember everything her voice seemed like when she said to her she cherished her. Daniel goes ahead and discusses Heather continuously seeing the best in individuals. His desire is to continuously lead with graciousness and understanding. At last, it's Phyllis's move. She says Heather's demise was an overwhelming misfortune. She trusts that Heather will find happiness in the hereafter, realizing that her demise didn't be tolerated. At Sharon's place, Scratch tells her they will see as who's dependable this, since it wasn't you. Sharon tries to stay as cautiously optimistic as possible. Scratch is certain she didn't do this. It never checked out. This makes a huge difference, and it's not living in fantasy land. It's reality. They embrace. Scratch Sharon YNR. At society, Tessa happens to Mariah about the jail chaplain. She says she showed him a photograph of them three and he said they were honored. Mariah thinks it seems like the Reverend is an exceptionally shrewd man. At the inn, Ian tells Jordan he didn't anticipate that this should occur right now in his life. She's worried about the police and the different meddlers. This needs to go precisely according to plan, assuming it's to end up actually working. Ian tells her they will get all that they need. They kiss. The drama in Genoa City is reaching a boiling point as secrets unravel, alliances shift, and passions ignite. In this intricate web of relationships, Sharon Newman finds herself at the center of a storm, struggling to put together the shattered fragments of her life, while Ian Ward's malevolent scheming takes a dangerous turn, leading to a shocking betrayal. Sharon struggles, piecing together the puzzle. Sharon Newman has always been a resilient force in Genoa City, but recent events have left her reeling. After the discovery of hidden truths about her past, Sharon is determined to uncover the full story, no matter how painful it may be. With each revelation, she finds herself drawn deeper into a tangled web of deceit that threatens to unravel her sense of self. Haunted by fragmented memories, Sharon turns to her close friends and family for support. Nick, her ex-husband, and longtime confidant, offers a shoulder to lean on, but their shared history complicates their interactions. Meanwhile, Mariah and Faith rally around Sharon, determined to help her find the answers she seeks. Sharon's journey takes her to unexpected places, both physically and emotionally. She revisits old haunts, combs through dusty records, and confronts individuals who hold pieces of the puzzle. As the picture becomes clearer, Sharon begins to suspect that someone in her inner circle may have been complicit in keeping the truth from her. This realization shakes her to her core, leaving her questioning whom she can trust. Ian Ward's sinister plot. While Sharon wrestles with her past, Ian Ward is orchestrating a plan that threatens to upend the lives of those in his orbit. The charismatic yet malevolent cult leader has returned to Genoa City with a calculated agenda. Ian's target? Tessa Porter, the talented singer-songwriter and partner of Mariah Copeland. Ian's manipulations begin subtly, planting seeds of doubt and exploiting Tessa's vulnerabilities. He lures her with promises of unparalleled success, preying on her ambitions and insecurities. Unbeknownst to Tessa, Ian's intentions are far from altruistic. His ultimate goal is to use her as a pawn in his game of revenge against those who have wronged him. Jordan, Ian's enigmatic accomplice, plays a crucial role in the scheme. As Ian's plan unfolds, he sends Jordan to draw Tessa further into his trap. Jordan's charm and apparent sincerity make him the perfect foil for Ian's sinister designs. However, Jordan's loyalties are tested when he begins to develop genuine feelings for Tessa. The trap is set. Tessa's growing entanglement with Ian and Jordan does not go unnoticed. Mariah senses that something is amiss and confronts Tessa, but their conversation ends in a heated argument. Feeling alienated, Tessa retreats further into Ian's orbit, unaware of the danger that lies ahead. Ian's machinations reach their climax when he convinces Tessa to perform at an exclusive event hosted by his organization. The event is a thinly veiled recruitment drive for Ian's new cult. Tessa's performance is met with rapturous applause, but the night takes a dark turn when Ian reveals his true intentions. Cornered and frightened, Tessa realizes the gravity of her situation too late. A kiss of betrayal. As the tension reaches a breaking point, Jordan's conflicting emotions come to the surface. Unable to reconcile his feelings for Tessa with his loyalty to Ian, he finds himself at a crossroads. Ian, ever the manipulator, seizes the moment to solidify his control over Jordan. In a shocking turn of events, Ian kisses Jordan in a calculated display of dominance and power. The act leaves Jordan stunned and conflicted, further complicating his already fraught relationship with Ian. For Ian, the kiss is both a declaration of control and a means to keep Jordan tethered to his side. The fallout. News of Ian's actions spreads quickly, sending shockwaves through Genoa City. Sharon, still embroiled in her own quest for answers, finds herself drawn into the chaos. Her connection to both Tessa and Mariah compels her to intervene, despite her own struggles. Mariah, devastated by Tessa's betrayal and Ian's manipulation, vows to bring Ian to justice. She enlists the help of her family and friends, including Nick and Sharon, to take down the cult leader once and for all. As the group bands together, old wounds are reopened, and buried secrets come to light. Redemption and resolution. Amid the turmoil, Sharon experiences a breakthrough in her own journey. By confronting her past head-on, she finds the strength to move forward and reclaim her sense of self. Her resilience inspires those around her, serving as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, hope and redemption are possible. As for Ian, his reign of terror comes to a dramatic end. In a climactic showdown, he is exposed and brought to justice, thanks to the combined efforts of Sharon, Mariah, and their allies. Tessa, shaken but wiser, begins the process of rebuilding her life and repairing her relationship with Mariah. Epilogue. The events in Genoa City serve as a testament to the enduring power of love, loyalty, and perseverance. Sharon's journey of self-discovery and Ian's downfall leave an indelible mark on the lives of those involved, proving that even in the darkest of times, light can prevail.